What's up YouTube, Awesome Yuga here, and today we're here with yet another deck profile for the July 16th, 2015 format, and right now we'll be profiling Harpie Lady. I don't have a side deck, as you can see, but I'll tell you some sides I would be, some cards I would be siding. But yeah, I didn't really feel like making a side deck for all these decks since the format hasn't really been defined. So I might do some deck profile or some side decks for some of the deck profiles. I did one for Necros, but I definitely won't be doing that those for all these deck profiles I'll be doing. So yeah, Harpies, since I know everyone on my channel really likes it when I do Harpies. And of course, some things have changed because I haven't actually done a deck profile of Harpies with Harpist in it, so of course you'll be seeing that here as well. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into the profile. So of course you have your triple Harpie Chandler. This is going to be standard for always. And then the new card, triple Harpies Harpist. This card is amazing. I love that we got this. Has some great synergy with a lot of cards you're playing in this deck. For those of you who don't know what this does, I'll read the effect. Of course, her name becomes Harpie Lady when she's on the field. They all have that. When this card's normal summons, you can target one winged beast monster you control, and one face-up monster your opponent controls, return them to the hand. So this has some cool synergy with Hunting Ground, for example, Harpie Dancer, that kind of stuff. But then the real cool effect, during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can add one level 4 winged beast type monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck to your hand. And for example, Harpie's Chandler definitely has less than 1500 attack. So yeah, that is amazing. And this has some synergy with some cards we're playing. For example, Chandler, some of your -1 traps as well. Then we're playing double Harpie Queen. I dropped the third one because Harpie's Hunting Ground isn't that viable right now. It's cool with your own Hysteric Sign. If you open the Hysteric Sign, you can just set it and pop it with Harpie's Hunting Ground. But in a lot of other matchups, for example against Shaddoll, they aren't really playing any real traps, and if they're playing a trap, it's Shaddoll Core, and they'll just get Diffusion back. Against Burning Abyss, all their traps are pretty much chainable. And then you have Necros, which isn't playing any traps. Clifford, it would be pretty good against, since you can blow up the scales. But if the scales aren't scout, you're really not doing anything because they can just pendulum them back. So I dropped Harpie's Queen to 2, just because discarding her for the field spell card isn't as relevant anymore. You definitely want to play 2, or at least 2. Because of 1900, it's just that's a threat in this format. Just having the normal summonable 1900, 2100 under the field spell, and even higher with Harpie Lady 1. It's really good. Double Harpie Dancer, another card I didn't want to go with 3 anymore. I had to cut some monsters for triple Harpist. That's pretty much also how you could explain me not playing 3 and 3 anymore. Harpie Dancer is a card you never really want to see 2 in your hand. So yeah, 2 is fine, or 2 in the main deck is fine. And then the triple Harpie Lady, double Cyber Harpie Lady, 1 Harpie Lady 3. This is definitely the way to go, in my opinion. She is bigger on her own. That's pretty much, you know, because these all become Harpie Lady. She boosts all your wind monsters with 300 attack, so she gets up to 1800 with Hunting Ground. She is just 2000 right then and there. Now she doesn't boost any of the other Harpie cards you control by 300, but that's fine. Usually you're going to Elegant Egotist her out, and just have these as drawable normal summons in your deck, and she's just bigger as that. So, and then ending the monster lineup, I'm playing 1 Zephyrus. So I'm not playing Summoner Monk. Summoner Monk's only good with Hysteric Sign. I don't know how much I have to explain it. Everyone keeps saying, so, well, Summoner Monk is broken. Yes, if you open Summoner Monk and Hysteric Sign, and your opponent doesn't play Max C, doesn't play Veiler, doesn't play Phoenix Chain, doesn't play Breakthrough Skill, etc., 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 it's really good. Good for you. Your opponent doesn't know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And you just open the nuts. In any other instance, Summoner Monk is absolutely subpar. Even definitely when you don't open it, it's just bad. It becomes a -1 where you're going to see when you don't have Hysteric Sign to discard for it, and pretty much all of your other spells aren't really something you would want to discard most of the time. So Summoning Monk isn't that good. Severus, however, is a great utility card since you do play cards that stay face up, like Phoenix Chain, like your field spell, like Hysteric Party, of course, which is pretty much the most prevalent card in that line. Yeah, and it just helps with spamming some more Xyz plays. Now, it's a shame that we lost Lavavel Chain, because Lavavel Chain has so much synergy with Harpist and with Zephyros as well. So if you're going to cut a card, if you want to play something else in this deck, for the monsters, Zephyros is definitely the one you'd cut first. But I've always liked Zephyros, so I decided to play it again. So that's it for the monsters. Spells, we have triple upstarts, as you do want your consistency. I did want to get to Harpie's Hunting Ground or Harpie Queen relatively fast without having to overextend them playing six field spells pretty much. I didn't want to do that, so I implemented upstarts for some more consistency, getting to his Chandler faster. It's just a good consistency card. Then of course the triple Hysteric Sign. With the one Egotist, never need more than one Egotist. Hysteric Sign can get it from the grave as well, so there's no reason to run more than one. Hysteric Sign is pretty much the best card, along with Party being your win condition most of the time. But this has so much synergy with the deck, being able to pop it with Hunting Ground, being able to discard it with your -1 traps, which I'm running a couple of, which is in a minute. It's just, you know, and in the end phase, just plussing so much of this is just great. And it's cool that with Harpist we got some more searching going on to make the deck a bit more consistent as well. So now to the field spell. So I'm only running 2 Hunting Ground along with the 2 Harpie Queen, so you're kind of running like 4 field spells in a way. But this is another card you never want to have 2 Harpie's Hunting Ground in your hand, so I didn't want to play 3 anymore. Especially since there's not a lot of decks that get really affected by Hunting Ground. It's not that much of a pressure card, it once was. And then some powerful one-off spells. You have your Book of Moon, Soul Charge, which is absolutely ridiculous in this deck. It's pretty much you can Soul Charge a Chandler for a rank 4 play. Both with Severos or just Chandler's own effect. And the Raigeki. Raigeki is just good for some field clearance and some problematic monsters your opponent might have. And you can easily OTK with Raigeki. Raigeki clearing your opponent's board if they don't have any traps and they're not playing Necro, so they can Felk. You can just Hysteric Party for game pretty much. So that's it for the spells. The traps, of course, your triple Hysteric Party. This card is... Whoo! This card is kind of stupid, in all honesty. It's kind of stupid. But it's good that it's stupid, because this deck isn't that good. It's definitely a rogue deck, and you need some of these cards to have a chance to combat the meta every once in a while. Triple Phoenix Chain. You can't avoid Trishula in this deck. You're always going to have field presence. You are going to keep cards in your hand. You can't avoid having cards in your hand, especially if you're using Sign in the end phase. And there are always going to be cards in graveyard, pretty much. Come on, you discard cards for stuff, you know. So you need to have something to so that you don't get Trishula at every single turn. Triple Phoenix Chain is definitely the card that helps with that, especially since it has some synergy with Sephiroth as well. You can just bounce it back for Sephiroth and reset it, so once again you're protected from Trishula. Double more Mirror Force, and this is definitely the most questionable trap. But your monsters aren't that big, and you need some cards to clear fields pretty much. So yeah, for now I've been going with Mirror Force, but Mirror Force isn't that good against Shadol, nor BA. So, but I didn't want to run Dimensional Prison since that only clears one threat. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure on these. Then all of my other traps are one-offs, so I'm running one Phoenix Wing Blast. It is a good utility card, but it's not that good of a card in a lot of scenarios. But I did want to go with a Phoenix Wind Blast. Once again, you can just discard Sephiroth, you can discard Sign, which is pretty good. And I just wanted to have some of the -1 traps. since Wing Blast isn't that good in a lot of scenarios, I wanted to have something else as well. So I kind of looked over the -1 traps, you know, the traps, the discard traps pretty much. Regeki Break didn't like that at all. Karma Cut, once again, didn't like that at all. Not for Harpies at least. And then I got around Divine Wrath. Now, initially I was playing Magical Hats because I know a lot of people like it. And, you know, I just wanted to try it out to see if I can use it for this deck profile at least. But in all honesty, it's just so bad. I mean, you're required to have a lot of setup for the card. You know, your opponent has to attack you. You have to set edge. You have to have some signs in deck still. You have to have a monster on the field. And even then, it's not that good. So it doesn't do anything to your opponent. It does advance your own game state, but you're running a lot of other cards that help you with that already. And this can do the same thing. Discarding Sign gets you the same trade-off as Magical Hat would have done. But this also stops your opponent from doing something, and this hits absolutely everything. This hits Trishula, this even hits Burning Abyss. You can hit the Grave Effect monsters. This hits Shaddoll. This card is kind of an amazing tag, and people don't see it coming. People don't play around this, nor should they, because, you know, how many decks would actually play Divine Wrath? And it's a counter trap, so you can't do anything to it. You can't chain your El Shaddoll Fusion, whatever. This can even be used as an offensive threat card as well. So yeah, I definitely like the Divine Wrath. I saw it, I put it in the deck, I playtest a little bit with it. I absolutely liked it. Definitely liked it better than Magical Hats for sure. So yeah, I just went and put it in the deck for the deck profile, for now at least. Then your 1 Icarus attack, it's kind of good as a one-off. Definitely with, if you're opening Zephyros and Icarus attack, you can just set the Zephyros. And that's kind of a pressure play, to be honest. You have 1 Solemn Warning, because this is kind of good against Clifford. I mean, this is never really a bad card all around, so I just want to put that in. Torrential Tribute. This is kind of cool, because, like I said, Monster Pressure can be a threat for this deck. And Torrential Tribute can clear everything, and then you can just party everything back. So, yeah, that's kind of good in my opinion. So I like the Torrential Tribute. And then the 1 Emptiness, because Emptiness is pretty much going to be a staple this format in my opinion. So that's the deck, that's 40 cards. For the extra deck, we have double Chidori. This is mostly your go-to guy. Chidori is incredible. Nothing to say about that. Silent Arc. It's decent in some scenarios, helps with Emptiness, soft locks. Castell. Now, initially I wasn't even running Castell since it does kind of the same thing as Chidori does, but it's less generic, or it's less good, but it's more generic, I guess. But this clears cards like Scout better than Chidori does, and also helps with party plays. You can just detach 2, so you have 2 Harpies engraved right in that instance, and keeping a monster with 2000 on board, so it helps with OTKs as well. Cowboy. Then I'm running the Ptolemaeus Diamond set along with a Durandal. This is amazing. So Ptolemaeus, of course, can rank himself up as well. You can just go like special summon him and put Diamond over it, and that's just it's really helpful that a lot of the rogue decks got this so they can combat Shaddoll and Burning Abyss. But then also you can in the end phase attach this along with the 2 matures you already have to rank up into Durandal, and Durandal is extremely good in this deck. It kind of acts like another Hysteric Harpie's Hunting Ground in a way that if your opponent wants to activate a monster effect and you have your sign set, you can activate Durandal's effect to make it so that they have to destroy your Hysteric Sign, which is incredible. So I've absolutely loved teching this. Some people also use this with like Pleiades or Deltaros, but in this deck, Durandal is definitely the way to go. And like I said, just this is so good. I'm really glad a lot of decks got this. Let's see, Exiton, Evil Swarm obviously, Giant Hand. Giant Hand definitely helps with the Tellarknight matchup. If you want to play a deck like Harpies and you want to be competitive, or as competitive as possible, you do need to invest a little bit. I'm not saying that you have to play Giant Hand, of course. This is interchangeable with, I don't know, I'd probably replace it with Rhapsody or Arachne Zero. If you can get this card, but this just helps. Dweller, really good with Raigeki against Burning Abyss, because you can make rank 4s really easily, and Dweller is definitely a good card in a lot of matchups. Gorgon, once again, an incredible card, making your opponent target your Hysteric Signs. It's a really good card. This is definitely a staple in the extra deck if you're running Harpies. I'm actually playing Ragnar Zero, so you'd probably answer Rhapsody for the Giant Hand. Ragnar Zero, this kinda helps with some rogue matchups, and it's at some states in the game it can be a good matchup for, or it can be a good card to make against Clifford. So yeah, and you have some room in the extra deck, so you can play this. Zerovine, incredibly, a Skill Drain on Lax is a good card. And then the Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon, a pressure card. Pure Sang, it's really good and it's cool. You know, it's a Harpie card, so you kind of have to run it in that sense. So that is the entire deck. In the comment section down below, let me know what you think of this deck. Would you be making any? Oh right, another card I want to go into is Harpie's Pet Dragon. Don't play Harpie's Pet Dragon anymore ever. At least not ever, but not right now. The rank 7 plays you can make are really underwhelming right now. Big Eye and Dracossack just aren't good at all in the meta right now. And having to commit a Pet Dragon to your deck and taking the risk of actually drawing it, it's not worth it in the slightest. So no Pet Dragon, come on. Also, Summon a Monk. Summon a Monk is a good card, don't get me wrong. It's a cool enabler. It can be broken even at times, but in my opinion it's just not worth it. Risk reward, you know, and just giving yourself consistency problems with this deck, which I always try to fix, hence the upstarts and stuff. I always try to fix consistency problem, not add to them. But yeah, if there are any other changes you'd like to make, or any other tech, like I'm checking Divine Breath, if you have any other cool tech for this deck, let me know in the comment section below. Also, let me know what you thought of this profile and what you're looking to see. I'll be doing some other profiles relatively soon. I'm working on a lot of profiles. I'll also be getting some Dragons of Legends in. Dragons of Legends 2, some boxes which I'll be opening. But for now, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!